Hey my friends, it's your friend Kevin here with today's Dvine Daily Blast. Let's go. I hope you're all well and thriving, as I hope you all are well and thriving every day. Now, welcome to July. This month, we can find out ways to serve our community, help greatly where it's appreciated, and a beneficial month for all of us individually as well as groups and organizations and communities. Working together is really part of our life purpose, and learning so much through cooperating with others can be an educational event for everyone. Try in July to exercise tolerance, compassion, and love. Share those values with everyone you come and meet. And while doing it, you can create a world where it's safe for us to love each other, be with each other, create a more cohesive type of humanity. I feel like we've all lost this ability to be human, to share our human selves, to be compassionate, to be loving, to be kind, to be grateful. And that could be simply just listening to someone, letting them get out whatever frustration's going on. Find out who you can share these things with. Let's see. Today, Wednesday, July the 1st, the moon is moved into Aquarius. And July 2026 is looking to bring some truly amazing, once-in-a-lifetime astrological shifts. So make the most of all these experiences and harness all the incredible energies that are going on this month. Allow yourself to manifest all the dreams that you may or may not have. Hopefully you've got some really good dreams. Let's see. We're in a number 9 angel numerology day, basically saying, what are you waiting for? The energy of a 9 brings with it the time to be creative and artistic, with an underlying factor of being kind, caring, giving, and self-sacrificing. Be careful not to overcompromise yourself. In other words, reevaluate your boundaries. But that can also mean boundaries of value, boundaries of respect, boundaries of integrity. On a number 9 day, it's time to pursue passions and chase after life purpose dreams. A little bit of a nod to, get up and do the things that you wanted to do and you never got around to it. Get to do what you want to do, particularly if you're being called to serve a group or serve a community. Now, if you're into tarot, a number 9 day works very well with the Empress and or the Hermit card. And if you need angelic help, your archangels to ask for is Archangel Michael, he who is like God, using his sword of light to cut through anything that gets in your way, as well as Archangel Gabriel, the great announcer. My isms today: abundance flows effortlessly into my life. I am a noble person, doing world-class work and fulfilling a mighty purpose through the eyes of love. So it is. I am the bridge between earth and heaven. Pretty simple. Thinking about them, pondering on them, seeing what they invoke in you. Message here from Archangel Uriel. Call upon me, the Archangel of Epiphanies and brilliant ideas, whenever you need spiritual messages, revelations, and magic. My life is full of magical moments. I see signs and guidance from angels in all that I do. Our angelic friends are always watching, always listening. Every once in a while we have to be reminded, we know you're there, asking for guidance. Focusing on what works, what's good in your life. Our divine master this week is the Buddha. ushering heightened awareness, making peace with thoughts and peace with the world, wishing peace everywhere, harnessing it, bringing it into your heart space. And if you are somebody who is bumping up in conflict, bumping up in contrast, things that are edging against your grain, things that are going against your natural flow of things, see if you can't change those energies. Where's the joy? Where's the happiness? Where's the peace? Maybe you ask, is this showing up because I need to let go of it? Are you harboring and holding onto anything that has passed its sell-by date? We have the Archangel of Hope, part of the Holy Trinity. And our activation message is, I trust the ease and flow of life. I love that. It's so simple, so easy. The ebb and the flow of life just keeps happening. It doesn't necessarily have to be a catastrophe. Although, particularly for those of us that are what I consider to be light sensitive, soft, empathetic, compassionate, holding space for people to just share their trials, it can be a challenge not to take on some of these challenges ourselves, to look at things as being more catastrophic than they really are, rather than reminding ourselves everything's going to be okay and from this moment all good things happen. Louise Hay today says, I consciously acknowledge the energy of love in my life. I dissolve old grudges that wear me down. You know what's interesting about these daily affirmation cards is the color. This sort of moss green. And here we see two lambs just nestling. Not a care in the world. They don't have any grudges. They're just quite happy hanging out, doing their thing. Now, the King of Cups. The King of Cups represents emotional maturity and compassion. The King of Cups seeks out emotional balance while sitting calmly in the middle of the waves. This card signifies the ability to master your feelings rather than being controlled by them. It encourages all of us to lead with empathy, maintain composure. Turbulent times may seem jarring. They might seem upsetting. And here we have our King of Cups just steering and guiding these emotions forward with strength, with stability, with compassion, with composure, not losing your cool, not reacting with panic or stress, but just going with the flow. Do you sort of see it? Let the abundance and good fortune flow towards you effortlessly. Go with the flow. Good feeling thoughts. Following the dreams. Oops, there's two cards right here. There we go. Fairies, fairies everywhere. Wait for winter again. Oh. And the moon energy. We still sort of have that full moon going on a little bit. We're sort of approaching the waxing cycle. I think is it waxing cycle? I think so. So the fairy oracle is basically suggesting that during the colder months, the fairy queen of winter helps us manifest your heartfelt wishes. But we're in the summertime. So I think this card is definitely talking about patience, and patience being a virtue, and holding out, holding fast, not acting or reacting in any rash way. Now we've got the moon energy, which I love this image, the fairy wing with rainbows in it. And so the moon energy is basically saying surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, now I almost want to say if you're feeling confronted, this fairy queen comes to calm down your emotions, reassure you that peace of mind is possible. Now, putting all this together, you can look for epiphanies, but you've got to look for it in peace, according to Archangel Uriel. Waiting for winter says, hold on, it's coming. And then we have the King of Cups, weathering through the storms. You know, everything we have been taught, everything that we're seeing, there's a rapid turn of events, both physically with Mother Earth, emotionally with mankind on the earth. We've got a younger generation coming up that are trying to make sense of what the older generation have created. And if you look at the younger generation are saying it makes no sense. You know, just this morning, I was watching a documentary about a town here in North Carolina that was basically formed and built, somewhat paid for, by the Cannon Mills, and how that whole empire ended about 20 years ago. 100 years of progress that supported an entire town, built an entire town, and was gone in an afternoon through bankruptcy. All the mills and everything stopped. And then one of the folks who was responsible for the breakdown of it, if you will, came back, bulldozed all the old buildings, took away all the old mills, and rebuilt a research center and put something new where something old had existed. From the bones of the mills rose up a campus of science and research, technology. Rather interesting. Didn't abandon everything completely, just made something else of it. And I think somehow this is what we're doing. We're jostling with what was and how it was with what is to become. And it feels like this great big juggernaut of change has shown up and is almost pushing forward. And the only way to navigate it correctly is to stay true to yourselves, create your loving, kind, caring, supportive communities, and move with the times. Adapt and accept and thrive. All right, my friends, until tomorrow, much love. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.